Effective hydrogen strategies means knowing not just where to accelerate, but where to recalibrate. At a time when hydrogen market face rising scrutiny and shifting expectations, Repsol continues to chart a pragmatic yet forward-looking course. We are very pleased to welcome Ms. Maribel Rodriguez, Director of Hydrogen at Repsol, to provide us with a deep dive into Repsol's hydrogen strategy. Ms. Maribel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me here.
To kickstart our interview, I really want to spot on Repsol's strategy. According to media reports, Repsol recently revised its 2030 green hydrogen target from 1.9 gigawatt to a maximum of 1.2 gigawatt. Why was this decision made, and what were the key considerations behind?
Yeah, thank you very much. The main point is that we still believe that hydrogen, renewable hydrogen, is a key piece in our decarbonization path. We rely our strategy because also the market is not ready. The technology is needed to mature a little bit more. We are learning a lot in our process of implementation of electrolysis project. We already have a 2.5 megawatts on place. We have leverage a lot of knowledge just to how to implement, how to start up, how to commission in this project. To reach this target, we think that the better is just to go a little bit slowly, just to give time also to the regulation, to have a clear market and a clear framework to establish the rules of producing and consuming this renewable hydrogen. But the key message here is that we have delayed this strategy, but we have not cut the strategy. We think that we would require more time to develop the capacity that we require.
Despite being more pragmatic, Repsol keeps building up your hydrogen momentum. For example, like your projects in Cartagena and Pamplona, which have just received public funding. How do you see these strategic projects evolving over the next few years? And also for sites like Tarragona that haven't received funding yet, how is Repsol approaching its future potential?
Yeah, thank you for this question. It's true that producing renewable hydrogen still is more expensive than the traditional sources. So that's why in this specific moment, it's require help and subsidies just to try to reduce the funding gap between both hydrogen. In this first project that we have very close to FID, these industrial ones in the size of 100 megawatts each in Cartagena and another one in Bilbao. It's true that we have received the seal of important project of common interest, of European interest. We have received this fund the end of May, so very close in time. So that's why we are now closing our business case, including all the capex, including the subsidy also to be dedicated to this project, just to assure the LCOH that we can have with this first project. In Tarragona, we are also very happy with the other call, PERTE, in Valles call. We also have been selected to receive funding to this Tarragona project. This Tarragona project is also very interesting because it's linked to another project, Ecoplanta, that use this urban waste to produce and hydrogen to produce methanol. So it's just to point out that also hydrogen could be a great solution just to reduce this waste, to reuse, to recycle, and to have value, extract value from the waste to produce these other green molecules. These other green molecules could be used just to generate fuels, but also to build new materials. Just to sum up, in these first phases, subsidies and public help is required, and also not just in terms of subsidies, but also incentivizing demand, incentivizing the use of hydrogen in further market that there is not just substituting the grain molecules.
Yes. And then let's talk about commercial viability and technology choices. Repsol is pursuing both green hydrogen and biomethane-based hydrogen. What's the strategic rationale behind this dual pathway approach, and how do you evaluate and manage commercial viability across these different technologies?
Yeah, Repsol was one of the first companies, the oil and gas companies, that expressed publicly the commitment to be net zero by 2050. In this process, just to change through fossil fuels to be carbon neutral, you have to run a lot just to be in this objective by 2050. So we are pragmatic in the implementation of new and different strategies to decarbonize. First, being more efficient. Second, extracting the value of this renewable hydrogen and decarbonize our already gray hydrogen that we already use. But also thinking about future fuels, that there are synthetic fuels. Also, hydrogen is a key piece in these synthetic fuels. So that's why, for example, in Bilbao, we are now constructing a demo plant of e-fuel, just to understand better this process and to get all the knowledge just to produce in the coming future these renewable and synthetic fuels. So in this path, also biomethane have a good role. With biomethane, we can produce green hydrogen too. And it is also a key factor to decarbonize our processes that we already use this hydrogen. So we are trying to extract the best of all the tools that we have in our hands. Also, renewable electricity. We have an ambitious strategy to produce renewable electricity, but also renewable molecules, decarbonating our assets, and being more efficient.
Yes, there's no silver bullet to climate change, so we need to try all the technologies or our weapons as much as possible.
Exactly.
If we could wrap up this interview with one last industry advice, looking ahead, if you could share one key lesson or piece of advice with your industry peers, what would be?
Thank you. We are beating in hydrogen. We are learning a lot in this process. We really believe that this opportunity, we should extract this opportunity and learning to be in the first runner in this process. This bubble of hydrogen that we at the beginning thought that hydrogen will come very, very soon. These technologies are already mature, are in a scale, in industrial scale. It's true that it's not like that, but they have the potential to be there and the potential to really have a key factor to decarbonize our industry. So just be resilient. This is a normal process when you implement innovative technologies that they are not mature enough. But we expect a lot, and we have a lot of hope in the usability of this technology to produce green hydrogen.
Thank you so much, Maribel, for your excellent sharing, and we look forward to hearing more great news from Repsol.
Thank you very much.